What is up, guys? Welcome back to AI on Crypto. Today we're going to make a video on how to invest in Mirandus. If you're new to the channel, Mirandus is a game in development by Gala Games. Gala Games has emerged to become one of the absolute leaders in play and earn blockchain gaming and more. They are basically taking over the entertainment space as a blockchain company. And Mirandus will absolutely be their flagship game. In the game of Mirandus, everything is player owned. The land, the avatars, the buildings, the businesses, you name it, a player is going to own it. And this game is really going to rely on players not only to come and go out in adventure mode and have fun, but to actually consistently show up day in, day out, and run a business in this game. And of course, there's going to have to be economic incentive in order for people to do that. So with that being said, guys, in this video, I'm going to discuss how you can invest in Mirandus for the future. If you want to be a business owner in the world's first AAA MMORPG Medieval style, basically World of Warcraft kind of, on the blockchain, if you want to be a big part of that, this could be a video for you, because right now prices are down significantly from their all-time high when it comes to Mirandus NFTs. So get ready, guys. We are going to dive into the world of Mirandus right now. This is AI on Crypto. On this channel, we talk about cryptocurrency prices and trends, altcoin gems, and all the things on the blockchain that fill our bags to the max, and we stay far away from Wreck City. We make daily cryptocurrency content covering NFTs, play and earn blockchain gaming, DeFi, and more. So if you're looking for that kind of content, please subscribe to the channel, tap that bell so you don't miss future videos, and welcome to the community. Now remember, guys, I am not a financial advisor. All of this stuff is incredibly risky. Play and earn blockchain gaming is very new, highly speculative, highly risky. Don't invest any money you are not prepared to lose in full. Do your own research, consult a professional before making any major decisions. All right, guys, so Mirandus is really going to revolutionize gaming, I do believe. Mirandus is a game built around 5 citadels. Each citadel is owned from an individual or entity. And within these citadels, there are cities, villages, towns, farms, you name it. And you're going to actually have the player-owned side of this game, which is going to be like the commerce, the ships, the docks, the businesses, the towns, the land. All of this stuff is going to be a player-owned economy and will support the broader player base who is out there doing adventures. So you're going to have a player versus environment mode that is out away from the player-owned part, like away from the towns, away from the villages, out in the forest, the caves, out into the vast wild of Mirandus is going to be where a lot of the exploring and adventuring takes place, far from the cities of man. But these adventurers are going to need to go to the villages, to the towns, to the homesteads, to the outposts in order to stock up for these adventures. They're going to need to go to the armorer to make sure they have armor. They're going to need to go to the weapon shop to make sure their weapons are in fine order. And all the various things, bread, food, and all the stuff they need for adventure is going to be bought at these towns. There's going to be horses, so you're going to need a stable for your horse. If you want to go out to sea, you're going to need supplies. And in order to create these supplies, you're going to have farmers. You can't have beer without wheat, right? You can't have a wood shop without chopping down trees. It's a truly complex economy, which is why I believe that with Mirandus, for the first time, we're going to have highly valuable in-game currencies, because they are actually going to be used consistently for fun. Adventurers are going to be paying cemetery owners right out of the gate after they die, because they want to get right back into the game. So they're going to need Materium or whatever the in-game currency is going to be in order to do that. And if you're a cemetery owner, You set the price of what an automatic respawn will cost, or a 10-second respawn, or a 1-minute respawn. And a cemetery is just one example of a business owner. All right, guys, so that is kind of the summary of Mirandus. It's a medieval style game. There is going to be a bit of a magical element like dragons, teleportation, and some other things, orcs. But it's going to be a very true to life game as well. It's not going to be over the top with magic. And there's going to be kingdoms. And like I say, guys, it's going to be a truly unique experience because for the first time in gaming history, when we go out and buy items, it's going to be bought from players and not non-player characters. All right, guys, so let's go to the Mirandus marketplace. And right now, everything is at a severe discount from what they were going for, let's just say 3 or 4 months ago. That starts with these exemplars. Exemplars are high-level avatars that you can use to go about your day, all right? This will be the only way to get an orc avatar, a dwarf avatar, a halfling avatar, or an elf avatar. Now, if you go through the marketplace, you can see that each of these exemplars has a different name. Like as an example, the dwarf exemplar of the Iron Shapers is a dwarf exemplar that gives enhanced ability to blacksmithing. So if you had a forge or an armor shop or a weapon shop and you needed to craft, this exemplar right here could be highly valuable for you because he's going to boost your ability to do those activities. Another example right here is a cartographer. If you're going to be going out to sea often and going on expeditions, if you've invested in an expensive boat, you might need a cartographer in order to map out your journeys. As well, you might need a seafarer in order to captain your boats. If you have a jewelry store, you will no doubt need a goldsmith. So that is one way of investing in Mirandus by getting one of these exemplars. Now, if you're just going to be an adventurer, you might want to get an exemplar like the Orcs of the Long Hunt. So this is going to be a really tough avatar with great statistics, and the Orcs of the Long Hunt also have the ability to go at a sprint and run for longer periods without having to recharge. They can also go much longer without needing sleep, rest, or food. So somebody who has an Orc of the Long Hunt is going to be at a highly competitive advantage to somebody who is in a regular free-to-play avatar. And the thing about these orcs, guys, each type only has 2,000 total. So if this becomes a player base of hundreds of thousands or millions, there is not going to be a lot of exemplars. So this could be a good long-term play. Again, not financial advice, but it also is a way to invest into the future of Mirandus depending upon how you want to play. Now let's move on to the concept of land ownership. So you have two items that you can really be a business owner of in Mirandus. One is land and the other are buildings. A building is a business type. Like you see here, a simple storehouse, a forge, or a weapon shop, that is going to be a building, and a homestead is going to be a land deed. Now, a homestead is the smallest type of land deed you can get, currently going for $6,800 at the floor price. That is down from about 4 Ethereum that it was at not long ago. You can see here in December, we had an average sell price of 6 Ethereum, and at the time, Ethereum was $4,000. So homesteads, they got as high as 16 grand. So they're on a heavy discount from the all-time highs. A homestead gives you the ability to lease out, I think, 3 or 4 building spots, with the largest being a 10 by 10. Here is an outpost. This is going to be a little bit like the homestead, but there's more versatility on where you can place them. They don't have to be near a village or a city. They can be out closer to the wild. Here is a ranching hamlet or a farming hamlet. So these are a step up from the outpost. You can see that a ranching hamlet can be gotten for 11 Ethereum right now. A farming hamlet for 18 Ethereum. Now, there are only 200 farming hamlets in total. Let's see here. So guys, I went to Gala.Games to look at the land deeds in a little bit closer detail. And you can see here, this is what a farming hamlet would look like. So you have lots of areas on the outskirts for farming and wildlife. And then you've got 4 different 5x5 stands, 1 20x10, and 3 10x10 slots for business owners. So if you own the farming hamlet, you could either put your own buildings there, and that way you could make sure you could run your businesses at a lower cost because you wouldn't be paying another landowner rent. Or if you're into a more passive aspect and all you want to do is upkeep your property, you can actually lease those building slots out to the building owners for either a percentage of their sales or a set fee each month. That would be for the landowner and the building owner to work out. Now, speaking of those businesses, guys, there are a number of different building categories. If we filter by buildings, you can see the various building types or business types that are for sale. From a tent that can be rented out to adventurers, a simple granary, milking stand, hitching post, barn, a meat stand, weapon stand, woodworking stand, grain stand, bread stand, you get the picture. With the most coveted building types being weapon houses, armor stands, and forges. But also, the jewelry stand is very highly sought after for only 0.8. That's a very significant discount from where it was at various points. Here you see a jewelry stand sold for 4 Ethereum at one point. All of these stands are 5x5 buildings. The next step up is going to be your common structure, which is a 10x10. Like here, if you look at archery shops, you can see there's only 199 of them total. So with all of the 10x10 structures, there's not more than 200 of any type. So whether it's a land deed or whether it's a business, guys, there is simply not a lot of these things available if this game even scratches the surface of what Gala is hoping it will. You can see after common, it goes up to grand or large businesses, which are 10x20 structures. There's even fewer of these. And then it goes all the way to the most rare are majestic buildings, which are 20x40 structures. If we take a look at the majestic armor shops, you can see there are only 5 of them in total. That is 1 for each citadel. There are 5 kingdoms that will be player owned. So that basically means that each kingdom is only going to have 1 majestic armor shop. All right, guys, so none of the building types or businesses are going to be passive income. These are things that are going to have your attention or somebody who works for you's attention. Now, none of us know how much income any of these buildings will generate. It all depends on how many players are playing this game. And that depends on a number of factors as well. So I think it goes without saying that any land deed, business, or even an exemplar from Mirandus is highly speculative because we just don't know what's going to happen with this ecosystem. But for those of us like myself and others in our community, we have been following Gala Games for a long time. And one of the things that I have always loved about Gala Games from the beginning is the quality of the leadership they have at the top of their company. And they're not just blockchain people that are deciding to do some gaming. These guys are coming from the traditional gaming space, okay? All of the team of Gala has success in traditional gaming, massive success. But they are coming over to Play and Earn because they want to change the world and to change the gaming industry to make it more player focused. All right, guys, and in addition to that, they are savvy businessmen. With all of that experience they had in traditional gaming comes lots of connections and resources. Now, so the point of this video is it wise? Is now a time to get into Mirandus businesses or land deeds? And really, guys, that's up to you. And I would hate to say that it is a great time to do it. You buy something, it could definitely go down in price from here because it's going to be about a year roughly before the game is live. So anybody that buys any of these businesses or land deeds has to basically just hold on to them for the next year before it can begin earning any income. And people tend to get impatient and they tend to need liquidity. and that forces them to sell. So there's a lot of people between now and the time this game releases that are going to have to sell these items. And if enough people have to sell at once, it could drive the cost down and you might be at a loss momentarily. But again, this is not financial advice. I actually think now's the time to buy. So right now you can get a weapon shop for $5,400. It's been as high as an average cost of over 4 Ethereum not long ago. But when you actually look at the supply, guys, there's only 197 of these that will ever exist. So right now, you could get a weapon shop for $5,400, but once that one sells, it's a big jump up to the next one that's available. That's $6,700. And then after those two get bought, there's none for sale. So there's a real supply shock situation here with Gala businesses. So if you want a weapon shop, there is literally only 2 for sale right now. If this one right here that's $5,400 sells and then this one sells, you can't get a weapon shop after that. And the next guy that wants to sell might be 10 Ethereum. So with regards to, is this a good time to buy? That depends. Can you hold on to an asset for a year? Are you really eager to have a business or land in Mirandus? And are you worried that if you wait longer, the price could go up? Because guys, as the buzz for this game builds and we get closer to its launch, you could see meteoric prices for these items. We've seen these items hit really high floor prices with it being a year out. So as we get closer, as they release more demos, as people begin to get really excited, or maybe we hit another crypto bull run, the price of a weapon shop could very easily be $20,000 or more in the future. So again, is it a good time to buy? It's speculative. It could definitely go down a little bit from where it's at. But the good thing about buying now, if you really wanted to make sure you owned a weapon shop and you could actually be a weapon shop owner in Mirandus, by paying this $5,400, you guarantee yourself this building. You guarantee yourself this business. And you know what? If it goes down to $4,000, if somebody lists one for 4K, who cares? You have your business. And you're in it for the actual income. You're in it to participate, right? So it doesn't really matter at that point what somebody else is selling their weapon shop for. So really the best thing about buying now, guys, is it secures you a position in the future of the game. When I look at the supply, 197 weapon shops. That is not a lot. There's 5 kingdoms. That means there's going to be 40 weapon shops roughly per kingdom. If you're talking about hundreds of thousands of players per kingdom, 40 weapon shops is a small number. And that's why I have 2 of them. But you know what, guys? To each their own. It all depends on how long you can hold on to an asset, how much risk you're willing to absorb, and how badly do you want to be a true participant in the actual gaming experience of Mirandus. Those are the things to consider, but I will tell you that in general, guys, I think prices are down about as low as they're going to go, in my opinion. I could be wrong, from their all-time high. So I'm definitely loading up on a few more items. I got my eye on a few buildings, and I might even get myself that outpost I've been looking for, because at one time, the floor price for the outpost was 20 Ethereum, and I think it could definitely hit that again. But right now, the price of the outpost is down to 7.5 ETH. All right. So this guy right here, he needs liquidity. He listed it for 7.5. That's $20,000. But once that one sells, look, the next step up's 37, twice as much. So $20,000 is definitely a lot of money, but boy, it gets twice as expensive once that one sells. And there's only 2 for sale, period, and only 200 available. That's what I'm saying, guys. Serious supply shock. Outposts have sold for as high as 45 ETH at the peak. So this could be a really good time to get an outpost. All right, guys, I hope you liked the video. If you haven't done it already, subscribe, tap that bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.